All right, so the top 10 NFL wide receivers 2022 is my list. I'm going Stephon Diggs, number one. He's second in the league in receptions, second in receiving yards, and he leads the league in touchdowns. Has 7 touchdowns, 764 yards, 55 catches, and builds up through 7 games. Playing an explosive offense with the Bills. I expect him to continue that, put up some monster numbers this year. He's on pace for 15, 1,600 yards, 15 touchdowns, 100 catches. And right now, I'm going with him number one. Number two, I'm going to just stay with Cooper Kupp. The Rams' offense is struggling, but they still go to him a lot. 686 yards. He's second in receptions, 5 touchdowns. And even though the offense is struggling, the reason with best coming off the year he had last year, he did 140 catches, 16 touchdowns last year. And look at the Rams, they're not getting the ball down the field. They all kind of force feeding him the ball, throwing a lot of short passes. Matthew Stafford not having a good year, but he's completing 70% of his passes. Why? They throw on the ball to Cooper Kupp all the time. And that might change in the second half. Get some other people involved. Maybe throw the ball down the field a little more. He's only averaging 10 yards a catch this year, but right now I'm going to keep him at number two. Number three, Tyreek Hill. He's having a monster year. He leads the league in catches, over 960 yards. You say, well, he's got almost 200 more yards than Diggs. They did play one more game. But so why he number one? He only has 2 touchdowns. And the 2 touchdowns came in the one game against the Ravens. So you look at it, they getting on the ball, being creative, getting the ball down the field, in between the 20s, a lot of mid-range passes, but some deep balls, but two are just, they're not going to him in the red zone. Waddle has 5 touchdowns. He only has 2. So if they can get it to him in the red zone, they ain't really going deep. Tua can't get on that. It's a lot of intermediate, a lot of 20-yard catches. So for that, I got him at number 3. Number 4, Justin Jefferson. Everybody had him at number 1 coming into the year. Got up to a great start. But again, same thing. Only 2 touchdowns. Kind of slowed down lately. Vikings offense hasn't been what we thought it was going to be. But he's still putting up great numbers. Over 750 yards. But only 2 touchdowns. Over 50 catches. But he's at number 4. Number 5, Jamar Chase. LSU teammate. He had a hip injury. He's going to be out for a while, but still over 600 yards, 6 touchdowns. He was on, again, without the injury, he was on pace for another monster year. So I got him at number 5. Number 6, AJ Brown. Came over from the Titans to Philly. They're still running the ball out in Philly. If he was on a team where he got a bunch of targets, a lot more targets, he knows would be even better. But 659 yards, just had a 3-touchdown game. It's at the 5 on the year. Yeah, AJ Brown is number 6. Number 7, I'm going Jalen Waddle. Yeah, right now Jalen Waddle is just over 700 yards, 5 touchdowns. That Miami offense is, they get in the red zone. They look for Waddle, and maybe that's why Tyreek Hill only has 2 touchdowns. Maybe use him as a decoy, but yeah, I think touchdowns is a big part of playing receiver. You gotta get in the end zone, and right now he's got 5 touchdowns. So I put him at number 7. Number 8. Number 8 is Devontae Adams. The production he's had over the years, last year, even this year, with the Raiders offense not being quite over 500 yards, 5 touchdowns, he's number 8. Number 9, Mike Evans. Just steady, consistent every year. 570 yards, 3 touchdowns, 39 catches. He's number 9. And number 10, Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper with Over 500 yards, 5 touchdowns with the Browns. Playing with Jacoby Brissett, with your quarterback, his numbers were even better. If they had Deshaun Watson, still putting up good numbers on a run first team. So yeah, that's the top 10, and it's kind of hard. There's a lot of great receivers out here in this league. You got to leave out guys like Terry McLaurin. His numbers will be better with better quarterback play. Tyler Lockett, T. Higgins, Mike Williams. It's just a lot of guys you can go to. DK Metcalf. I mean, you could DJ Moore. You could put all them guys in the top 10. But yeah, I mean, it's only 10. But yeah, that's my list. Stephon Diggs, I think, just all around with that offense, he's just gonna continue to put up big numbers. Definitely with 15 touchdowns, and yeah, and Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill. 900 on pace for 1,800 yards, but it's gotta get in the end zone a little bit more and how to put him higher on the list. But yeah, but Stephon Diggs, Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson, and I put Jamar Chase. That's the top 5, man. Those guys have really separated themselves from everybody else. Those guys are definitely the top wide receivers in this league, and it could change week to week, but for this year, going into next year, yeah, with the way this league is, guys are gonna be putting up big numbers. I mean, it's gonna be hard to leave some guys out because they're just gonna be so productive. And like Diggs, Jefferson, you've got like Waddle, man, over 700 yards, 5 touchdowns. He's not in the top 5, but yeah, that's my list right there.